CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code.
Guys, the Chicken's here, back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we got the old crew back. We got OP, we got Shish on call. This is currently a boss fight to rank 18. But what we're talking about today is there's a problem. There's a problem in season 18. But first, OP, how you doing?
Oh, fine. How are you, man? And good luck on your boss fight here to 18, because
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
dude, it's tough to climb right now.
And Shish, how you doing, man? It's been a while since you've been on the channel. How's Warships going for you this season?
Oh, doing great. Enjoying the season overall. It's pretty fun, all things considered.
All things considered, that is key. So, guys, what we're talking about today is we got a bit of a seeker issue. Now, OP, I'll let the professor go first on this. Maybe just kind of break it down simply, Shish. What's the major concern here? Why are we sounding the alarms?
Okay, so, well, I guess the issue here is that Seekers, as we all know, they're pretty powerful little troops, and they've come very early this season in the tech tree. And as a result, we've seen the ultimate tech riders that just ran straight to Seekers. They got nothing else to shoot up the leaderboard here in these last couple of days. And
Right.
it really leaves a bad taste in the mouths of many players, I think, because there's only one way to do this, and that's, of course, if you have instant training. Because Seekers have two real problems when it comes to players with non-IT. One is that no matter what, you're going to lose a few on your hit. Sometimes you lose almost all of them on your hit, so they got to reload. But the other problem is their reload times are like just a lot longer than the normal troops. I don't remember exactly how long they are, but they're twice as long. They never got that. It seems like they never got that 200% troop time reduction that all the other troops got. So you can't play Seekers if you don't have instant training, and Seekers seem to be the way to just dominate this season. So it's pay to win.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of exacerbates the, the problem where Warships is, teetering towards being, everyone that has instant training obviously has a big advantage. But when they make the tech tree so that it's like if you don't have instant training, you can't compete at all, that's kind of where it becomes a problem. What do you think?
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't agree any more than I do already with Shish. It's very true. Yeah, instant training already. A lot of people already say it is a pay to win, and whatever. You can use that to. Everyone has opinions, but in this case, with instant training being the sole reason why people are able to play 24/7 if they so wish, and tech ride all their way to Seekers, this is the problem we have here. Many people don't even want to go to 4 ER because they're afraid. There's just nothing there for them unless they can get to Seekers or Barrage or whatever to compete with these guys. For example, I don't have 4 ER yet, and I went against a 4 ER getting a 258, and then I was Seeked. That was I can't compete against that. So again, the Seekers are too early. They were too prematurely added, I believe, in this season. They should have been a little bit where the Warriors were, right, Shish? In the tech tree. That would have been a good spot, because what the heck are Warriors good for now that we have Seekers? So there's a lot of little mishaps, I think, that took place. But other than that, I'm enjoying the season. Let's just say that.
You guys keep hitting on this word, and I want to really frame it properly. You keep using the word compete, and then we're talking about pay to win. So there's two concepts. There's pay to compete, and then there's pay to win. I don't have a problem with pay to compete, which is kind of what instant training, I think, is structured to do, because you get more attacks, right? But it should never be pay to win. And I think when Seekers have just become introduced this early and this dominant, it really crosses that line from pay to compete to pay to win.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys both kind of touched on it there towards the end. The main problem isn't necessarily just with Seekers. It's just that this season we have them so early. Like, there's no, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no shock mines. I think they're shock launchers, but they're a little bit after Seekers. So once you get Seekers at first, there's really nothing that can even, like, slow them down, right?
I mean, we have troops, we have players utilizing them successfully without the troop health, the only troop health node we have. So that goes to show you there's a deep problem with killing these things.
Now, there is shock launchers here, but I mean, if that's the only thing that's going to, remotely slow them down. Yeah. Like what else are you spending your GBE on?
You'll have 100 GBE theoretically at this point already. So, yeah, you just shock the shocks.
Yeah, like the shock mines are they're way down here, past Warriors, like you said. And yeah, with not a lot of defensive building damage either, then it's the splash damage isn't really putting a dent in them. So, what like other than just simply moving the seekers later on, because that kind of seems to be what happens. Like that's what happened with barrage and artillery, right? Like we that became such an issue where they would put either one or two or both like at the very start of the tech tree. They eventually just started putting those like later on. Do you think it's the same thing with seekers, or is there something else we could do here?
There's a couple things you could do. I mean, for one, I think the troop training time needs to be fixed or updated or whatever you want to call it, because it seems incongruent with the other troop reload timers. That needs to be fixed. But yeah, I think having seasons without seekers is a good idea more often, let's say, and also introducing them more late into the season to give other troops a chance, like warriors. The same thing goes with scorchers and heavy choppers too. Scorchers should always come before heavy choppers, otherwise they have no chance at being useful.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. It just becomes a wasted
I don't want to
slot.
digress, but there's a couple other examples of troop order and tech trees that can lead to more diverse metas throughout the season. Because when you introduce these overpowered troops early into the season, you kind of get locked into the meta, and it becomes stale overall for the entire season.
And everybody gets pointed in that direction. Like, you have to have seekers to win right now. That's what it boils down to. And we don't really like that as a.
Well, it becomes less fun when it's more about like who can get to spot X first. Just when it's so heavily based on the season before. Not to say that you don't have to have a lot of skill to get ahead in the tech tree. Of course you do, but it's just kind of it makes that gap between the people that finished really good last season. It changes it from having like a little benefit to just like you're in a whole different league. Like it's not even the same.
Yeah, that's true. Having a good head start in a season that heavily favors tech riders is a huge advantage as well. That's an excellent point. Yeah. And it also leads to two distinct metas, because now you have all these players up at the top that are seeking themselves and just having a blast, but they're not able to get the stars from the bottom from all the non-IT players, and that means there's a small pool of people at the top, and also means there's a smaller pool of people down below, which means longer queue times all around for everybody.
Right.
So that's also just not good for the overall health of the game. I mean, it's just a hunch, but I get that feeling that's what's happening with the different queue times.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. So guys, before we went live here, I was this close to hitting rank 18. OP convinced me. He's like, "No, chicken, do it once we're recording and doing the video. It'll be much better." That did not work out for us,
I'm
OP.
sorry, but how much more exciting did it make the video?
I hope you guys enjoyed the chicken's pain at least. Man, those last couple of attacks just sucked.
Yeah. Wait till you get the 4ER seeker players, then you really want to start pulling your hair out.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, guys, we don't want to rain on this warship season, although maybe it kind of.
Well, what did you guys think about having the cryos at the start? I actually had,
I like them.
I know we looked at it at first, and it was like, well, you got enough. Like, if you played the previous season, you got enough tech to either get riflemen or get heavies, pretty quickly. But a lot of people did, like I did see a lot of people that just said that, I screwed up. I only got Cryoneers as my troop, and I can't get chests anymore. What did you guys think of that?
Well, I guess on that front, if you're playing and you're that low, you'll face people with the same issue with only Cryoneers, and it'll just be whoever can get more damage, or I don't know. But it's important, guys, to plan we have those tech tree planners. You definitely got to plan and see where you can get right off the get-go. So I don't know. I'm not that position. Shish Kebab, you have any words of wisdom for those people?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and these types of problems occur to the more novice players, I guess. I would assume, no offense to anybody that it happened to, but maybe they need some kind of a fancy reset option that you can only reset under a certain rank or something like that, because this only applies to people that didn't have a lot of tech to begin with. If you did have a lot of tech to begin with and you made that mistake, whoa. I really think the mistake happened to people that just didn't have much tech, and they started spending on a few things, and they all of a sudden ran out and forgot, and that could happen to the novice player, and you hate to see new players get a bad taste in their mouth and get turned away from the game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's my biggest concern overall with that. But if you're an experienced player and it happened, you should know better.
Shame on you. Shishka's wagging his finger, guys.
Yeah, no, It's just, that's the thing too. Yeah, there's no redos when you unlock stuff, so you got to be careful. Make sure you think.
There's no
I made some really bad
confirmation.
impulse unlocks and upgrades, and we've all made them, right? I guess not maybe all of us, but we have made them some at certain points and regret. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Well, you got to own it, So it's unfortunate, but that's the way the game is currently. And until further changes come, if they do, we won't see any changes. So make sure you guys think before you unlock, I guess.
Be careful and stay tuned to these channels because you'll always get the proper tips to lead you in the right direction.
That's
Amen.
right. That's right.
Amen.
But definitely do not copy any of the chicken's attacks in this video. Oh my god, they were bad. All of them were terrible. Every single one. But it's okay, I guess. Now, if you reverse the 3 and the 1 in this time, it actually was pretty close.
Draw.
Well, that's all right. But yeah, so just wanted to talk about that. I know Seekers have been an issue. So what's the solution for this season? Where do we go from here? When do you go to 4 engines? That's the question, right?
Well, today I will shed some light on the fact that I got smoked with a heavy rush, with a maxed or barrage player of some sort. And so I think if you could save up for barrage, that would be something close to compete with Seekers in case somebody does mess up and fizzle.
Okay.
And so that is something I'm eyeballing right now, is because it's a closer node than Seekers. So I think heavy Russian, now that you'll have smokes at that time too, heavy Russian with barrage. And I'm telling you, this player got 3 minutes, 3 seconds on my base doing that. So yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's another strategy. A lot of people, some people at least, are just staying at 3 ER, and they're not even going to open 4. They're going to just bank keys all the way to 5 ER.
That's something too, yeah.
A little extreme, but I mean, if you can do it and keep getting your rank, yes.
This season's a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we've
true.
never had to really do that. Like, so bank tokens to upgrade and unlock a new ER. I mean, that's unheard of in a sense, right? I don't remember
Not
people
being
doing
serious.
that.
These are high level players, but making the strategy. They're doing this on some of their accounts.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So,
I mean, they're just, how do you counter Seekers? Well, that's one of the ways. Just don't ever unlock 4 ER.
yeah.
Wait till you have a bunch of junk and give yourself a fighting chance. I don't know.
And don't be high ranked, otherwise you'll face those Seeker players at a 3 ER, or have a good 3 ER base. So I mean, that could slow them down maybe some way, shape, or form. But
Just keep hiding from them. Just keep hiding from them in the message. But guys, running a little bit long in the tooth here, so I think that is pretty good for the message about Seekers. I hope that helps you guys out. And of course, if you have thoughts or opinions of your own, make sure to leave them down below in the comments. And yeah, that is gonna wrap up the video today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Big shout out to Mr. OP and to Shishk for coming on for the video today. Always appreciate your guys' insight and stuff like that. And yeah, we'll see you next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.
Back, Seekers, suck back.